makasigaw. Wow, ang mga kirot sa puso.
Come on, man. God. It's a great day to play, everybody. Welcome on into the channel. Yeah. Whether it's your first time here or you are rejoining us, thank you for being here with us today. You're loved, appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are enough. Today, we are doing something new again. This is Esang De Torres sings Salamat Salamat Musika, and I'm probably mispronouncing that in some way, so I'm sorry of that. It's probably Esang. You guys will correct me, I promise, phonetically, please. But whenever you guys send me, like, kids, and, like, I look here, and I'm like, man, they're not that much older than Gideon. I'm just like, what the heck? Because they're always, like, spectacular. So I'm really excited to be getting into this. Plus, it is Wish Bus, so this is going to be live. Also amazing. Very, very excited. Guys, don't forget, this actually came in on our brand new Google Forms, which we're doing if you want to actually request things now. There's too many comments. There's too many links that get put in the comments. If you're looking to request videos, in the description below, you're going to find a link for a Google form. You can request videos one at a time. And the way that we've kind of been choosing recently is the most amount of requests. Like this video, I think, had 4 or 5 different people that had actually requested this in like the last day or two. We sort them by the group name and then by the song name, so we can see like, oh my God, like this group is really in demand by our audience right now. And those are the ones that we generally pick. So you guys can have a say in what we react to if you want to go down there and do that. So please feel free to do so. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow along with our journey. Check out our live stream Saturdays, noon Central Time, and you can check out our brand new single, My Light, that's out now, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all the other places that music exists. But without further ado, let's get right into it.
Wish 1075.
Paano mo patatahimikin ang isang bunsong iyakin? Huhunihan ni inay ng lalarin-larin. Paano mo patatahanin ang pagtatamponin?
Dude, how old is this girl here? I think I saw this video. It's 4 years old. But how old is this girl here? 5, 6? I could be a little. Sometimes girls look younger than boys do. But like, she can't be older than 7 or 8, right? Okay, let's talk about. Man, okay, kids in general. As somebody who did do music and stuff when I was really young, kids' voices, kids can be in pitch, right? The problem is your vocal cords aren't really trained yet. Like, they're still developing, you know? So regardless, most of the time, they still can't get an adult sound to come out. They can't really form those sounds because we're still just developing. Our bodies are developing, right? And that's oftentimes, even when you hear kids that do solos or stuff like that, outside of these like very, very select few with God-given talent, even if they're really, really good and really on pitch, they sound very, very still much like their kids. And I think of one of the ones that comes to mind is The Greatest Showman has the kid with the song, now it's escaping me. But as he grows up, he's singing it when he's a kid and he's singing it when he's an adult. His voice is a perfect example of, like, he's got a very, very good voice, but it sounds like a kid's voice. This, like, her voice is just so mature. And let's just not even talk about, like, the fact that her voice is so honed in. It's the little itty bitty structure that she's doing. The like the amount of control and training she has in some of this stuff up here. Let's just go back real quick so you guys can see it. Oh, and then the just dude, like, how old is this girl? How old is this girl? This stuff's crazy. Like, because yes, there has to be a lot of training involved, but this is just these are rare cases, guys. people with, I think of this, I think of why can't I not think of it right now? The three boys that we've done. Oh, why? My brain is not braining this morning, guys. It's still really early. But it's rare. It is rare. This is something, again, this is more of like a God-given talent. The training, yes, but like having vocal cords that are this structured this young is very, very rare character.
Pasalamat ka't may awit na kakantahin sa mga indayog tayo'y napapasayaw at sa labis na galak ay napapasigaw. Wow! Ang mga kirot sa puso.
Come on, man. God dang. It's so hard for me to fathom. And so, okay, when things like this happen, I always want to know the why. I'm a very big person. It's why I look at patterns and stuff. I always want to know the why. Like, why does it happen and how does it happen? Like, I try to break it apart. And with kids, obviously, one of the things with my son's 3 now, and as soon as he can actually sit still, like he's just not the kid that can sit still yet and has the attention span yet to be able to like do an instrument. He's interested in them, but he can't sit yet. Meanwhile, there's like TikToks going viral of like a 1.5-year-old that has like already been able to sit and do like piano stuff. Because again, it's kids are all different. Everything's different. But the reason that you start kids really, really young is their brains don't hear things the same way that our brains hear them. It's very, very interesting. There's a ton of studies on this. We've talked about it a little bit in very, very long ago videos. We've talked about perfect pitch and how basically if you want to develop perfect pitch, you have to develop it as a kid. Because the way that the adolescent, very, very young adolescent brains work, especially up until around the age of 3 or 4, kids don't hear language the way that adults do. So I'm talking to you right now. I'm using words. And you're hearing words and your brain is automatically translating them into what those words mean. Kids, though, when they're very, very young, don't hear words the same way that we do. They hear things in patterns. So they pick up the way that things are used together, and then that kind of becomes an idea for them. And so that's how they're able to learn so quickly. That's why kids brains from like 9 months old to like 3 or 4 years old, they're genius level. And it starts slowing down just a little bit until about 6. And then it really starts slowing down because they're learning patterns. Kids watch everything and they emulate everything. And it's fascinating because that's how kids develop things like perfect pitch, is that they don't hear notes in language. They hear them in patterns. And the reason that they're able to develop perfect pitch is because like their brain, if they learn it as a pattern when they're younger of like this note is A, it registers in their brain. It's not like you and I that like if you're an adult, you can learn mostly like relative pitch. You're now trying to memorize every single one and make it muscle memory. Kids don't need to do that. It could take a kid literally a couple of weeks of learning it if they can sit still and their brain processes that way of being able to develop perfect pitch due to the fact that like, again, it's like an automatic feature versus us where we're translating. Same way with learning language. You could have a kid learn 4 or 5 languages by the time they're 3 or 4 years old, and it's like nothing to them. But as an adult trying to learn a foreign language is very, very difficult because now we're translating. We're taking something we already know and associating it. So it's relative versus it just being kind of like the natural pattern that you learn as a kid. And I say all of that because I look at things like this and like these are some of those rare cases where it's like those patterns were just developed. She clearly watched people that did these things on top of just having that God-given talent with her voice. And like, it's like it's nothing. This isn't work to her. It's literally just a pattern. This is the way that it's supposed to be in her head. And it's so amazing seeing young kids like this being able to do things like this when all of those pieces lined up. It's incredible, incredible. I'm sorry. We'll go back to the song now, but incredible.
Ay lumilipad ang mga mithi ay natutupad. Salamat, salamat musika. Lahat ng panahon maaasahan ka. dalangin at mga kata ng isip ay hindi sapat upang mabuhay ang daigdig. Ang magagandang tanawin at mga tulang
Look at her.
malalim kukulangin.
The other thing is her facial expressions, man. Like, what is she doing on a daily basis to be this polished, this young? There's no fear here. Her facial expressions are on point. Like, it's just, man.
Din upang tayo aaliwin, aanhin ang kayamanang di madadala, aanhin ang kagandahang pansamantala. Ang katahimikan ba ay may magagawa upang ihayag ang nadarama? Salamat, salamat musika, lahat ng panahon maaasahan ka. Salamat, salamat musika, itong munting mundo ay napapasigla. Salamat, salamat musika, lahat ng panahon.
I'm so floored. Okay. So the real test, I feel like, is like if you close your eyes, it's like, what's the guessing game of the age of this voice? Like that's really how you know how well trained it is, you know? This, like, to me, even at like extreme talent levels, this would be like, it sounds like to me, if I close my eyes, somebody would be probably between like 14 to 16 years old that has an unbelievable amount of talent, because every once in a while the youthfulness comes through because of the way that, again, the vocal cords are structured. But it's like my eyes and my ears are having a really hard time like coming together on that this is what it's hearing. Like, this is what you're seeing and hearing. Like, it's just like sometimes like the voice just doesn't match. And I'm just like, I'm just like floored here.
Lahat ng panahon maasahan ka. Salamat, salamat musika, itong munting mundo ay napapasigla. Salamat musika.
Wow.
Salamat musika. Salamat musika. Thank you po.
Thank you, Bo. Just, okay. Yeah. It's so hard for me to believe, because like I think about it in terms of my own experiences. Again, my son's a little over 3 now, turned 3 in January, and he's starting to get to the age where he's like, because he's super big for his age. Like he's very tall for his age. So like when he goes to the park and stuff like that, sometimes it's actually funny because there'll be kids. I took him to the park the other day, and there was kids there. These kids are 5, 6 years old, and he's like their size, you know? And so he doesn't understand the difference, and they don't at first understand the difference. So he pulls up and like he literally says, "All right, guys, I'm here," because he's like 3, and they're like running around playing tag, and he doesn't have the dexterity to do some of those things yet, like they are, where he wouldn't hurt himself. But I see him coming into the age where he's starting to like, he's losing his toddlerness. He's starting to look like a little boy now. And I think about, though, like, in order for him to be able to do something like this, he probably would have already had to start singing and training and stuff like that. And it's just like, I see him, and again, kids are every kid is wildly different. But I see him in the way that he runs around and he does things, and I'm just like, man, this kid can't sit still at all. Like I couldn't imagine trying to get him or train him to do things like this. And it also goes into a larger conversation that we've had before of whether or not, like, even if he did start, soon to do instruments or do voice and stuff like that, because again, he's very, very interested in music. It's amazing because, like, we'll be sitting and watching something, and if, like, an OST comes on, like, if I'm, like, watching anime or something, or if an OST comes on or a song comes on, he stops whatever he's doing, and he's just on that. He loves music. He loves moving. So he's very, very into it. But we've had the conversation of, like, if your child is a child prodigy, if they can do these things really, really well, of, like, do you expose them to it early on? And because, like, you see all the cases, and, like, I think of, like, all of the child stars, from when we were younger, even that are coming out now, and it seems like it's almost like every single child star that was huge as a kid, because they lose the childhood aspect, they get really, like, sometimes they have really messed up adulthoods. And so, like, I get really nervous about, like, that fine line between, what age is too young. Obviously that's different for every parent. I'm not making any judgments on this, but, like, we think about it all the time. It's like, if, I remember when he was really, really young, he was gorgeous. He was a Gerber baby. Like, he was a really, really cute kid, and he's very photogenic. You take a phone out or a camera out, and that kid is, like, on point on photos. And people had approached us before, like, oh, you should do modeling for him. Like, you should have him do, like, and we were just like, we decided against it because we were just like, we just don't want, we didn't want as parents for him to have that life. But it's just something interesting that's kind of been on our mind. And anyway, I digress. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This was incredible. I'm very, very interested to see, kind of, because this was 4 years ago, of where she is now. Fill in some of the blanks. Let us know a little bit more about her age, kind of what she's up to in the comment section for us to read. And if you have more stuff, don't forget to submit your requests via the Google form that'll be in the description below. Like, subscribe, and the notification bell if you already haven't. Follow along with our journey. Check out our live stream Saturdays, noon Central Time, and you can check out our brand new single, My Light, that's out now on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all the other places that music exists. If nobody told you that they love you today, please do not forget that I love you. You're appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are enough. And last but certainly not least, it was a great day to play. Thanks, guys. We will see you in the next video. Bye.